Mesdames et messieurs, bonjour et bienvenue sur You Midi. Installez-vous confortablement devant votre média panafricain et c'est toujours un plaisir de vous donner l'actualité. D'abord en langue anglaise, c'est avec vous Njix. Good day.
Good day, Lundo. Good day, dear audience of You Midi Africa. Kickstarting in West Africa, Ghana's President John Dramani Mahama has pledged to restore trust between the alliance of Sahel states AES and the Economic Community of West African States ECOWAS amidst growing regional tensions. During a visit to Mali on Saturday and then to Niger, Mahama met with Malian leader Colonel Assimi Goïta as well as the leadership of Niger to discuss security, economic cooperation, and efforts to mend relations between the two blocs. His trip comes as AES, comprising Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, faces a diplomatic standoff with ECOWAS following his decision to withdraw from the regional body. A recap of the essentials of that trip in this report. Ghanaian President John Dramani Mahama arrived in Mali on Saturday for a one-day visit, meeting with Malian leader Assimi Goïta to discuss regional security, economic cooperation, and strengthen relationship between the Alliance of Sahel States AES and the Economic Community of African States ECOWAS during a Sahel tour during the weekend. Speaking in Bamako, Mahama acknowledged a breakdown in trust between the two blocs and pledged to work towards reconciliation. As he quoted, "We will do everything possible to restore this trust," he stated. Discussions between the two leaders centered on strengthening bilateral relations, particularly economic exchanges, and the role of the Malian diaspora in Ghana, and he also addressed trade facilitation amongst the Southern Corridor, emphasizing the need to improve infrastructure and streamline customs procedures. Additionally, both sides agreed to revive the Joint Cooperation Commission, which last convened in 2011. Security concerns, including counter-terrorism efforts, were another key topic. Tensions between AES comprising Burkina Faso, Mali and Niger, with the ECOWAS bloc, have intensified since the three nations announced their withdrawal from the regional bloc in response to sanctions imposed on their military-led governments. While AES was formed in July 2024, ECOWAS has since extended grace period for the countries to reconsider their exit. Numerous pundits believe it will be beneficial for AES to reintegrate the ECOWAS bloc for economic reasons, given the nations are landlocked, and their presence could lead to a shift of reform within the regional institution. Following his visit to Mali, Mahama traveled to neighboring Niger as part of his diplomatic efforts, and it should be noted that he made a stop in Burkina Faso. And that was a recap of the Sahelian tour of the Ghanaian President John Dramani Mahama. Now moving forward and talking, Namibia's South African former President Thabo Mbeki has expressed confidence in Namibia's President-elect Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah, and noting that she has the ability to lead the country successfully. He revealed this in an interview with the Southern African Broadcasting Corporation, SABC, on Saturday, as he tells us Bukamarambe in this report.
Namibia's President-elect Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah is able to lead the country successfully, says Thabo Mbeki, South Africa's former president, in an interview with South African Broadcasting Corporation SABC on Saturday. Recalling that he has known her since childhood while in exile, the former president noted that he was pleased when SWAPO nominated her as its presidential candidate, and even more so when she won the disputed elections last November. She will discharge her responsibilities as president properly, he said, adding that she is the first woman to lead a nation in the Southern African region. The Southern African Development Community (SADC) has had two women presidents, their former Malawian president Joyce Banda and current Tanzanian head of state Samia Suluhu Hassan. The president-elect, during her first press conference as incoming head of state in Windhoek, asserted that her administration would pump about 86 billion Namibian dollars into creating 550 jobs across the sectors in Namibia, such as agriculture, construction, and oil and gas. According to the latest figures released by the Namibian Statistics Agency, the Southern African country's unemployment rate stands at 37%, with youth unemployment at 45%.
Away from the Southern African sub-region, we now focus on the Horn of Africa, with relations between Ethiopia and Russia, where Ethiopia's recent entry into the BRICS bloc is set to boost its global trade and connectivity, with Ethiopian Airlines planning to expand its routes, particularly in Russia. The airline aims to increase its Moscow flights to a daily service by October, leveraging Ethiopia's new geopolitical positioning to strengthen its ties with Africa, or ties between Africa, Russia, and beyond. Here is a recap in the story. After having joined the BRICS bloc on January 1, 2024, Ethiopia moved forward a move Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed hailed as a step towards a more inclusive and prosperous world order. The country's membership is also set to benefit its flagship carrier, Ethiopian Airlines, by strengthening trade, investments and connectivity, according to Chief Commercial Officer Lema Yadesha. Speaking to Sputnik Africa, Yadesha highlighted Ethiopia's strategic location within the BRICS network, spanning China to Brazil. A key focus is expanding operations in Russia, where Ethiopian Airlines currently flies to Moscow 5 times a week. Plans are underway to increase service to daily flights by October. Beyond direct routes, Ethiopian Airlines is promoting and positioning itself as a vital link between Russia, Africa, and global markets, including Latin America and Europe. We strongly believe Ethiopian Airlines is contributing to the development of the Russian economy and Africa, Yadesha emphasized. We now talk something else in the course of this news, where we still stay in Ethiopia, where the Deputy Prime Minister of Ethiopia, Temesgen Tirone, has asserted that Addis Ababa is implementing plans to become self-reliant in all its sectors. He disclosed these on his social media page in connection with the newly inaugurated Skywing Aeronautic Industries. Here is a recap.
On his social media page, Ethiopian Deputy Prime Minister Temesgen Tirone affirmed that Ethiopia is making all efforts to attain its goal of self-reliance in all sectors in the country. This assertion comes as Addis recently inaugurated the Skywing Aeronautic Industries, a company that manufactures unmanned aero vehicles for both civilian and military use. We all must continue to work day and night in our respective sectors for the growth and prosperity of our country, without being complacent with the successes we have achieved so far, he stressed, as he lauded all Ethiopians for the significant milestone made so far. During the inauguration ceremony, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed highlighted that the industry is part of Ethiopia's broader efforts to achieve technological self-reliance in the security sector. Ethiopia has developed the capacity of not only to produce and utilize drones but also to export them. He further called for investment in continuous research, expand the market's reach, and strengthen local production of smart sensor technologies.
And to the Democratic Republic of Congo, the United States has signaled openness to a potential critical minerals partnership with the DRC, following a proposal from a Congolese senator. As Kinshasa seeks to diversify its global partnerships, the talks comes at a time when the DRC is battling the M23 rebels, who have seized the key mineral-rich territories or swaths of territories in the country's east. Here is a recap with one of 4U's reporters. The United States is open to exploring a critical minerals partnership with the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, the U.S. State Department confirmed on Sunday. This comes after a Congolese senator approached U.S. officials with a proposal linking critical mineral resources to security support. The DRC, home to vast reserves of cobalt, lithium and uranium, have been embroiled in conflict with the M23 rebel group. The insurgents have seized significant swaths of territory in the country's mineral-rich eastern region since the start of the year. Discussions about the potential deal with Washington have been circulating in Kinshasa for weeks. The State Department spokesperson stated that the U.S. is open to partnerships in the sector, aligning with the Trump administration's America First policy. They highlighted Congo's crucial role in supplying minerals essential for advanced technologies. The U.S. has, however, already been working on increased private sector investments in Congo's mining industry, emphasizing responsible and transparent development. However, Kinshasa has not publicly announced specific proposals, instead expressing interest in diversifying its international partnerships. There is a desire for us to diversify our partners, said government spokesperson Patrick Muyaya. If American investors are interested in the DRC, we and they will find space. We have reserves available, and the American capital will be welcomed. Meanwhile, fighting in eastern DRC continues to escalate. On Sunday, M23 rebels clashed with pro-government militias in Nyabondo, about 100 kilometers north of Goma. According to local officials, the rebels seized control of the area by late morning. The ongoing violence follows a recent attack that resulted in heavy civilian casualties, according to the United Nations and humanitarian organizations.
In a strategic move to boost relations, the United Arab Emirates has opened on Saturday a field hospital in South Sudan to help treat vulnerable communities most in need. According to Emirates news agency WAM, the 100-bed Madho Field Hospital in northern Bahr el Ghazal state of the country seeks to support those facing challenges in accessing essential services, especially urgent health care and treatment. At the opening ceremony, the Minister of State at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Sheikh Shakbrut bin Nayan, highlighted that the several specialized clinics aims to treat approximately 2 million people from the host community, South Sudanese returning from Sudan and Sudanese refugees in northern Bahr el Ghazal state. He added that since its founding, humanitarian aid and the protection of civilians, particularly the sick, children, the elderly and women, have served as the foundation of the UAE's policy. Simon Uba Mahmoud, governor of northern Bahr el Ghazal, described it as a historic day while appreciating the UAE for the initiative. It's worth noting that the opening of the hospital comes following the directives of President Sheikh Mohammed and under the supervision of the International Humanitarian and Philanthropic Council.
And that was in South Sudan, where the United Arab Emirates has decided to open a field hospital in the nation to help the vulnerable communities fight, especially those in need. Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us the end of this first segment. To stay with us, the news continues in the French language. Bon après-midi for the president.
Thank you so much, Ndix. Mesdames et messieurs, alors qu'il est 14h à Addis Abeba, 12h à Kinshasa, démarrons le tour de l'actualité par la crise sécuritaire en RDC. Le gouvernement de la République démocratique du Congo met à prix